you doing, Danny?
Never felt better, never had more. You found yourself a closed laundromat, and people always get very, very excited about closed stores because, hey, all the equipment is gone. The infrastructure is there. We can see that. It's not, are you on a headset or something? I'm getting horrible feedback.
You got me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I'm just that's
Sorry
better.
about
Thank
that.
you. So I saw the pictures and I'm looking for copper, and the copper isn't going to look like a shiny new penny. It's going to look like the Statue of Liberty. You know, it's old, it's green, but it's there because that's the first thing they're going to take. Either when the equipment's pulled out, we're not ever after the equipment. We're after what's behind it. You know, that old equipment doesn't help us. It's usually yanked because of there's money owed on it, so it's repossessed, or the operator sold it, or maybe in this case, it looks like it's all been spiffied up and cleaned. The bases are gone, all the front loaders are gone. This is a bowling alley type of store. There's probably very little space for drying in the back of the store the way that they've done it because they penetrate through the walls with the candy cane fixtures and the makeup air. It's just a method in a strip mall. So at the end of the day, when the place is vacant like this, we're either going to get lucky, which I don't believe in because of timing, or they want $7 a square foot because it's Long Island, that type of thing. Where'd you get the number for the agent?
I went to the store next door in the center. The name of the place was it's in the notes. Robert's Remodeling. Spoke to the woman. She gave me these two phone numbers for a gentleman named Joe who works for the landlord.
Did you Google either number to see what's what?
I didn't.
So, you know, we got to go back. I know we've been doing this a while, but go back to the original. Nice Italian guy. He's a real estate agent, Joe Palazzo, East Islip. All you got to do is Google it and you'll see that. So, looks good. You know, consider the source. You get a phone number from a guy, and the second one looks like an office number. So, we'll try the first number first. Here we go.
All right.
Subscribe to the channel, punks. Don't miss my lives. Nobody knows when I'm going live. Come on, Joe.
Hello?
Joe.
Yes.
Joe, my name's Danny D'Angelo. I'm calling on some commercial space in Long Island. I'm interested in leasing from you.
What kind of a business?
Coin Laundry. You have an empty store here that we noticed that's been stripped of equipment. And if the rent isn't crazy and the landlord wants to keep a laundromat there, we might just make a go of it.
Well, unfortunately, that's already rented, those two stores. Somebody rented both stores.
Okay, good. My curiosity gets the best of me. So you said two. So are they going to knock down a wall and put a bodega in there, or are they going to keep a laundromat?
No, they're going to knock down a wall and put a huge nail salon. They're down the block and their lease is up. They need more space.
Roger that. Okay. So another laundromat bites the dust, which is fine by me, my friend, because at the end of the day, all my other stores will be elevated by that. Let me do this. This is my cell phone number. I assume that I've got you on yours. I got your number from one of the guys that was doing work, Robert's Remodeling next door.
Yes.
So look, if this is what I do, we're interested in the whole tri-state area. My partner, Tony, and I, if and when you find a coin laundry that's built, I want to be careful. You know, I don't want to go spend the money on gas, water, electric, environmental impact fees, etc. So if you come across one that's been built, think of me.
Yeah.
Text me your email address. I'll send you an email with some pictures of our stores, what we do, how we do. It's pretty simple. You know, I don't want to buy the stores from previous operator. I don't see any value there, no matter the condition. And I certainly don't want to build them from scratch because that's, you know, impossible to recoup those costs. Simple stuff.
Yeah.
Text me your email.
I will. I'll text it to you right now. No problem.
Thanks a lot,
I
Joe.
just had another guy call me. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, well, you know,
It looks like this is definitely going. It looks like this is definitely going through on those stores. But if something should happen, I'll call you back on that too.
excellent. That was my next thing. And, you know, at the end of the day, people get really excited about these places when they close down. But I'm typically looking at operating stores because if we walk into one, I mean, this place went belly up because they didn't run it right. Otherwise, they'd still be there. They would have renewed. They would have renewed the equipment. So here we are. It looks like you were pretty.
Do you know?
Yeah, looks like
You
you
know
were.
the story there.
Go ahead.
The story is that store, when the original guy sold it, he sold it for I think it was $200,000, but it had 40 commercial accounts in it that were making big money. And what happened was they didn't have a no compete clause in the contract. The guy he had another laundromat in Seaford. He took all his fucking commercial accounts back and screwed this guy with the laundromat.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Joey, I've been doing this 20 years, and this is precisely why I don't buy coin laundries. There's too many ifs and whats and whos and buts. You got a guy, like you said, he got screwed because he didn't know what he was doing. And look, you and I don't frequent laundromats. I don't go to a laundromat every week. That's the inception of that's the inception of why this business is so confusing. People get some money.
Yeah.
They want to own a business. They don't want to prey on the poor or the malcontents. They just think, well, this is a great business. I don't even have to be there. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
200 grand for this. What is it? 1,200, 1,500 square feet, this spot?
It's about 1,250. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guess. 1,250 square feet. I wouldn't even be interested likely because it's very hard to earn a profit unless you have those huge drop-off accounts. And that takes tons of time. That guy built that business up, sold the physical location, and like you said, the one profit center, took it with him. All right, Joey, send me your email. Yeah. We'll talk.
I will, buddy. No problem. You got it. What's your first name again?
Danny D'Angelo.
Okay. All right, Danny. Thank you, buddy. I'm
Bye,
Joe.
son. Ciao.
You got it. Bye-bye.
What a lovely story. You know, the guy, he feels compelled to tell us what went down. And there is yet another reason. There's so many layers. Why would you buy someone's laundromat? Because you have to ask, why would anyone sell a successful cash business? This dude showed the P&L. I'm guessing I'm expanding on Joe's story. He showed a profit and loss statement. He's like, oh, yeah, we have 40 commercial accounts. That means hotels, motels, high schools, gyms, whatever it is. 40 commercial accounts bolstering this guy's business. And guess what? Those commercial accounts were likely making his machines run 24/7. They probably closed the doors on the laundry at 10 p.m. and then ran all night with employees. 200 grand. It's a bargain. You understand. And then what did he do? Took the commercial accounts, brought them to his other laundromat. No NDA, no non-compete. Sucks. But if something's too good to be true, it usually is. Free laundromat is a reality, though. Sorry. F you. All right, we have, and you know that, we have another chance for glory here. And Beth Page, Long Island, look at you. The store is operating, and I'm looking at this, not the worst store in the world, far from it. So what's your thought process? Why are we calling this store?
I went into the store the other day, and the machines are just old. It was hot. It was humid. It just looked like it could have been done a lot better than it was.
Okay. Well, there's always, you know, you can nitpick just about anything. You could go to a Michelin star restaurant, and before you get out of the Uber, you start nitpicking. You know, hey, the bushes need to be trimmed out front. It's got no curb appeal, blah, blah, blah. You know, you could be that person and start yelping about what a terrible business it is. Or you can sit down and enjoy the food and say, wow, you know, the oysters were brilliant. Champagne was on time. Everything was nice. Nitpicking laundromats is always pretty simple, but I look at this and I don't mind calling. You hired me to do it, but be ready to temper your expectations.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm checking this address on my database.
There's a huge sign on the outside of the mall with the phone number on it. Stores for rent. I believe there's a
Stores
picture.
for rent. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Do they have any vacant space?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So the thinking is we should actually get somebody on the horn because they should have somebody standing by for the empty space. And once again, we're going to Google the number like we did on the last one and see what we can see. Oh, look at this. It's another realtor named Jim. I'm going to get on you because that's just something that, again, has sort of fallen off the document that we use. It helps me most certainly if I'm able to make a telephone call and say, hey, Jim, yeah, what do you need? Instead of, you know, I don't know the guy's name, etc. Without further ado, here we go.
Okay.
Subscribe, you louts. Get more subscribers with
Management.
honey. Management, Jim Dalto, please.
He's not. Can I take a message?
If you must, absolutely. I'm calling on some commercial space. Is there a better number for Jim? And she hung up the phone. Did you hear that? Tony, you're muted. Tony, unmute your phone and say words. Tony, hello, this is Danny D'Angelo. Your phone is muted. All day, every day. This is my life, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you should subscribe, because you want to join my lives.
Yep.
Did you hear any of that? Tony, I don't know what's up with your phone, dude, but I can't hear a word you're saying.
My phone's working. Can you hear me?
Yep. So did you hear any of the call?
I did not.
She said management, which means it's a service, right? You know, 15 years ago, everybody wants to talk to a person. They don't want to talk to a voicemail. So they put these people in place and they answer the phone and they're rude, especially in New York, right? Management. Oh, hi. Yeah. May I speak to Jim? He's not in. He's not in. It's a service. Do you have a better number for him by chance? She hung up.
I do not know.
So we have his name. We have the management company. That's the name they put on the sign. If you're able to research a bit more on the guy, there's the link to the guy. So his cell phone probably exists in the ether somewhere. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the number that we have. All right. I'll do a little more research on that one. We have one more.
We have one more chance for glory here. And this is a closed store.
Yeah. So we spoke to Corey 2 weeks ago, and Corey's company, I guess you can say, he works for a company who builds the ShopRite centers and they sell them. This store is in one of his centers and that he manages. He doesn't know whether they're going to put a laundry there, they're going to put one of their stores, or they just want to rent it out to someone like you and I.
Well, someone like you, pardon me.
Absolutely. Both of us.
Well, only you. You're going to confuse
Fair
people.
enough.
I'm not going to take any of your money. Nor do I parachute out of the deal. You know that. So when last we left this conversation, he was like, I'm not sure. We sent an email. Why are we calling him 2 weeks later?
Figured we'd follow up with him
Okay.
just to see if he had made up his mind on what he wants to do. He had, after our generic email, he responded with, "Thank you, Danny. Do you have a website we can review with your current locations, etc.?" And that's where we left off.
That's always one of the fears of my clients, right? They're afraid to, I should say my students, because you're a student when you see the course. When you become a client, I'm making the calls on your behalf and I become your sword and shield, certainly. But the fear of people that are new to this is that the landlord's going to ask, where are your stores? What are the locations? Now, you don't need to BS your way through that question, nor do you need to make a fake website with 157,000 laundromats in it. I've never, ever, when I'm building my empire of stores here, I never had a landlord go drive to my stores and look. They want to look online. Let's call him back and see if he's changed his tone, tenor, or tune. I would, if it were me, I'd wait, but I don't mind calling.
If you, okay, all right.
That's harder for the student, for the client to wait. Time is always on our side on these.
Your call has been forwarded. Automated voice messaging system. 9-1.
All right, like I say, so this is his wireless number. You did a really good job. We have the connection. And in my 12 years as a private investigator, 100 years ago, you learn how to read things that aren't really giving you much information. The phone rang. And if the phone isn't sitting on a counter somewhere, he saw it, he knows it's me, and he let it go to voicemail. Or maybe not. We can only speculate. And that tells us either he's not looking at his phone, again, obviously, or he says, oh, that now he didn't fast finger me, he didn't swipe it off, so lets it go to voicemail. This is all speculation, and we're not schoolgirls wondering if he wants to go to the prom with you. But at the end of the day, he probably doesn't have an answer for us quite yet. I don't mind becoming the squeaky wheel, but keep in mind, being that squeaky wheel, when it's time to actually negotiate a lease, it puts you in an awkward position, because if we call him every week, let's exaggerate. If we call him daily, he's going to be like, oh, come on. When it's time for a lease, he's going to think he can rake us over the coals. He knows what we're doing. I'm going to send him a text right now and say, I'll note in the document precisely what I text.
Okay.
Keep looking.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, dude. There's a grind to this, like anything. This isn't sales because we're not selling anything. We're taking the tools at our disposal. Tony, my client, has seen my course. He first decided, well, let's go back. The earth cooled, the dinosaurs came. He decided that he wanted to be in the coin laundry business. Then he started ingesting as much information as he could. And frankly, there's very little out there. The people that are crushing coin laundries aren't telling anyone typically what they're doing and how they're doing it. The vested interest out there, 3 years ago, I was the only one doing this, the only one talking about this. There was an explosion. There was a very famous YouTube video that went to 7 million views, a guy collecting quarters, my friend Brandon, and the rest is, as they say, history. But now we've got people selling courses, plural. Have a click on their website. Look at what they do and how they do it, if you even know who they are. I'm not trying to give you the impetus to go looking into people. What do they really want? if they're running success. I ran laundromats, and I couldn't just exit this industry. I've got 2 videos on my channel. One, go look it up. She lost $300,000. It's easy to find. I'm very opinionated. If you buy a laundromat, you have to wonder, why would someone sell a successful cash business? You're trying to make money. This is a phenomenal business. Absolutely fantastic. Don't run out and buy someone's failure. Don't build one from scratch, because you will likely never recuperate that cost. There are people that build laundromats. They're called distributors. They build them up in order to build a showcase of equipment and sell it in place for double the value. So, Free Laundromat was born, and is working. Thanks for joining. The calls aren't all crushers. The calls aren't supposed to be. This particular introduction is making a connection that will eventually be a love fest, where that landlord or his agent calls us back and says, you know what, I like the cut of your jib, I like your style. You guys are looking to spend the money on washers and dryers and properly operate and elevate our center. Let's move forward. Then we get into negotiating. There are rules to this. The way you carry yourself, the way you talk to them, the way that you never give them a rate. I've got 20 landlords right now that are waiting for me to give them the rate of rent. Well, you know your business. What if I say 80 cents in North Carolina and they say, okay, how could I ever get to 65 cents if I offer 80? I could blather on forever. If you're not already a sub, hit that little likey button and do the stuff and things.